follow me down, head into the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops, no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
All right. How's everybody today? Do you love it? Look at my hands disappear. It's wild to me. And then when I first sat down, I was doing something with my arm. So let's see if I can make it happen again. Mr. Clown, he was, look at that. He's grabbing me. Creepy. Anyway, hopefully my sound is not as shitty as usual. I'm going to try to like talk into it, be like AV, like right here. You let me know if it's really super shitty. But hope everybody's well. I didn't do a live yesterday. I have no excuse. I just didn't. All of my mods seem to be here. Appreciate all of you being here. And in order to save time, I'm not going to say hi to you, but you know I love you. Hello. Hey, Nurse Mary Ann Morley. You don't look familiar. Are you new here? Thanks for coming. Animal Keeper. Good to see you. Hey, Lynn. Nice to have you here. Violet Thorne, another new name. Thanks for finding me. TJ's mom and Betty Knight, hi. And Allison, hi. This little mama, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing? You feeling better? CM, hey. Sorry I haven't been around, and I know. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing okay. And we have a whopping 48 people here. Perfect. Hey, Tens. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Ooh, and Joe Hunter's in the house. Where the fuck are those kids? Exactly. Man. Hey, April. And who else? My goodness. Jessie D. Good to see you. Hey, Lindsay. Again, I haven't seen you for quite a while. Where have you been, Lindsay? So, what a great day to maybe talk about some of the theories and speculations. And one of the things that was said to me a while ago was that the RCMP had made the comment to somebody that, you know what, all the wild rumors and speculation online, theories are what pave the pathway forward. So why wouldn't we talk about some of the crazy theories out there? And there are a lot of them. And you all know that I like to stay grounded in reality, and what seems to be common sense to me is where I will kind of stay. I don't like to venture too far off. And if something hits me and I feel like it's too far out there, I don't even entertain it. I'll shut it down right away because I don't want that getting into my brain. However, I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't address some of it. And before we get really going, I'd just like to say anything that I say is always my opinion, right? Like, I wasn't there. I do not know what happened to Jack and Lily. I do not know if there's a guilty party or innocent people, bystanders. I don't know if a stranger grabbed them. I don't know. Well, I technically don't know if they wandered in the woods or not, but whatever. I'll just leave that there. So, what kinds of, and this is more of a Q&A, right? Because there's so many theories out there that, and like I said, I try not to pay attention to them, but I want to know what you guys have heard. So we know about the wandering in the woods, and I think that is a little bit more than a theory, simply because the RCMP actually investigated that very publicly with their searches. We talked to Nick last time we were live, and we know Please Bring Me Home did a pretty extensive search of the local waterways around the area. And so I don't know if we can call wandering in the woods an actual theory. A theory to me is different than an investigation path, if that makes sense. And this is just how my mind works. An investigation path is something that there's evidence to suggest that that could have happened, whereas a theory is just these wild speculations out there that somebody might hear something. It's like the telephone game, and after it goes through a few different sources, all of a sudden it's got all these aspects to it that are just kind of, running and flying in. And I'm talking more about the maybe the drug trafficking or human trafficking. Not that it's not possible, but I don't think we've talked a lot about it. I feel like I feel like anything is possible other than wandering into the woods. There's just no way that there wouldn't be a single trace of the kids found by now. So, other than that, what have we heard? Let's go to chat just to see if you guys have brought anything up. Other than you guys answering the questions I've already asked you. Lindsay, I have been lurking. Hands have been swollen. My face doesn't work for talk to text due to low. Oh my gosh, are you okay? It doesn't sound like it. I hope you get better soon. Hey, True Crime Junkie. No spaceships, smash squatches, aliens. That's cute. Oh, happy birthday, April. Is it your birthday, April? You didn't tell me that. Just looking for you guys' suggestions. Oh, a little better. Just got more diagnosis and more symptoms in my body. It's just a mess. COPD, congenital heart disease, I can't say that word, syndrome. My gosh. Well, don't miss any appointments. I do not believe that those kids wandered into the woods. You got to give me some evidence that they ever set foot in the woods. There's not a footprint or a trace of them to be found between the property and the pipeline. The pipeline boot prints are not confirmed to be theirs. Give me any evidence, any indication that they went out there. We know searchers were out there. Allegedly, Daniel was out there. Janie and Justin were out there. Local searchers were out there. I know of two personally that were out there. That's they're not in the public. They're not on YouTube. They're not in the chat rooms. But they took time out of their day to go searching out there. There's not a trace to be found. There's no evidence of that. But how can the RCMP spend so much time there? If we're saying there's no evidence of it, like they have to have something, right? I would think they would have to have something. Oh, my hair is staticky again in my face. I don't know what Gren said, but rapid weather changes are no help. I keep going through all the theories and I don't know what to believe, but I can say this: I do not believe they wandered into the woods. I think that sentiment is becoming more and more popular. There's just, like I said, if you have evidence, if there was any trace of them, then we could still entertain it. But there's nothing. What? Very clean pickup. Do you mean like stranger wise? Because I mean, aside from accusing people that are on the property or Malaya, what other scenarios are there that are viable other than a stranger abduction or non-family abduction, maybe, but still, like they would have to keep their mouth shut, and everybody around them would have to keep their mouth shut. When they're investigating a certain person or scenario, they would be looking for like behavior changes, because you can't just take two kids and do whatever with them and then just go on and live your life like nothing happened. Like even with Delphi, looking back on Richard Allen, even though his wife still claims he's innocent, there are things that, he changed about himself directly after the crime. I mean, people, no matter if they're a psychopath or not, they're just not able to go completely back to the way things were before the horrible deed that they did, and especially if it's children. Shenanigans is here. I thought Shenanigans was live. I just seen as I was coming in. Malaya had another plan, the newest one. Do tell, Animal Keeper. I would love to hear it. Hey, Ron Mexico. My theory has changed a few times as I learn more. And that's good. That's good. We all, I mean, if you're still cemented in the same theory you had on day 2, I don't know how you could. I really don't know how you could. Just because so much more information, whether we believe it or not, you have to consider everything to make sure that you're being considerate in your consideration. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just closed-minded and you're not. To me, my opinion only. Don't you come at me. Yeah, I just don't feel they wandered at all. Just my opinion. I agree. I think that there are a lot that feel these children have been trafficked. The statistics for that area are astounding. Amy Pest, good to see you. I have seen some statistics. However, I mean, I guess I don't know enough about it to give it as much weight as some people do. Keeping with the thought and the understanding that it's possible. It's possible. And the human trafficking scenario would play into more so the stranger abduction that everybody is so scared to look into. Because I don't think that a family friend or an aunt or a grandma or a First Nations chief is going to traffic these children and not say anything or like not leave any evidence whatsoever. So you have to entertain the possibility that it was a stranger abduction at that point. And why did the RCMP rule that out so quickly? Or not? I just did it. Whoops. They didn't rule it out. They said there's no evidence to suggest an abduction. That doesn't mean that they're not looking into it. But you know what I mean? For them to come out, say it in public without clarifying down the road even that they're still looking into it, like specifically, they've said all avenues are still open, but they know that the public ran with that. There's no evidence of it. People are saying the RCMP said it wasn't an abduction, when that's not what they said, but you guys know what I mean. They should have come out and clarified that, in my opinion. You want to know what Ron thinks? Yes, ma'am. What about what I think? I'm just kidding, Ron. Just some things that are scary to think about in the past week. Like what, Gren? No sign of Lily's backpack, their boots, or clothes. Where'd they go? They didn't vaporize. Animal didn't get them and eat every single trace and rake up every trace of a boot print or forensic evidence with their claws. Like, it didn't happen. They didn't like something, I don't know. You woke up sick? Sorry to hear that. But that's the way it goes when you start getting up there in age. I believe that you're a millennial. So it's just starting. You wait. Human traffickers live not far. Oh, really? But if we know that, like if that is a known fact, then why are they still free if they're human traffickers? You have to explain that one to me. Oh, Kente. They didn't walk in the woods under their own fruition. No shit. How would they get trafficked? Jamie said she hears everything. Right. Free Fluffy. Fluffy would have barked. What's his name? What's the dog again? I don't know. Mexico. Why does everybody care what Ron Mexico thinks? What about me? Human traffickers are human sacrificers, in your opinion? Okay. Did some weirdo stand end of driveway and finger them to come over and they did? Maybe. Did anybody else hear, and I don't know, did anybody else hear that Daniel was burning a Christmas tree at the end of his driveway last week? I don't know, like he doesn't really talk to me anymore, so I mean, I didn't even think to ask him, but I heard that and I was like, that's weird. Is shenanigans here? What is the rock pile that Janie said Malaya was standing on? Have you got early pictures of the driveway to find it? Somewhere. I'll look. I want to play a little bit of AB in a bit, but remind me and I will look. Actually, damn it, I wish I had a pen. I'm gonna forget, so remind me, please. I think whatever happened didn't happen at the property because something would have been found. Because Mama, you're reading from my book. Clean or professional, if at all possible. What? Well, there was that van found. What van? What van? I have some friends in the legal world, non-law enforcement, from that area, and a couple of them said that the immediate rumor that circulated was that they had a drug debt and sold the kid. Okay. I'm not laughing at you. Hear me out. In this, like my ex, whatever. He did a lot of pot, but he also sold drugs for a bigger dealer. That guy, that middleman, whatever, he used to front my ex a certain amount of pot. And say my ex smoked a lot of it and wasn't selling it, and he wasn't giving that guy his money. Like he had a cap. Okay. He wasn't going to keep feeding him. And we're talking about marijuana, a lot of marijuana for like $1,500, I think was the top that he owed this guy before he was like, yeah, you're not getting any more until I get my money. And I better get my money pretty damn quick before he could get any more, even for himself. So my question is, what kind of drug supplier is going to front Daniel Malaya or anybody else who is basically unemployed the amount of money that it would take to convince me that children would be a good payment for that? Make it make sense, Ron. I don't believe that you believe that at this point, but it just doesn't jive in reality. Drug dealers are all about the money, right? And they're not just going to keep giving these unemployed people drugs to sell without seeing any money back to rack up that kind of a debt. I agree. The lake of evidence tells me that. Tells you what it can say. Human sacrificing does look real in that area. Really? I've heard at one point, I don't even know if I'll say it. I'm just gonna, not something I believe, but just putting it out there. Yeah, I didn't think you were there anymore. Marie Antoinette, exactly. Violet Thorne, the van nobody wants to talk about. I want to talk about it. Do tell. What van? Did I miss a story? There's lots of evidence, true crime junkie, that proves they didn't if you look at it in reality. Are you planning on joining me there, Kent? No offense. I'd love to chat about this, but my dog's going pee on my floor. Be right back. Man. American Tested. Do I have... Can I... Just a sec. I don't know what's going on, but I'm missing... I feel like I'm missing comments because what did American Justice say? When you're back. Yeah, no doubt. If there's... What van, you guys? Would RCMP not be looking into the van? Well, didn't Grindel just say it was just last week? Henry Brooks. There was a Facebook post early on and someone had posted under it a very suspicious comment. Ori, thank you for being here. Are you speaking of the post all you want, I'm still coming for you? Is that what you're talking? I remember that. The van is very sus. All right, you guys. Somebody's gonna fill me in. What frickin' drug ring wants a 4 and 6-year-old heat score? I don't know. My wish for 2026, justice for Jack and Lily. Just answers. You know what? Just answers to get the people who deserve the peace. They deserve the peace. To know where they are. Even if it takes longer to find out what happened and to bring them justice, they need to be brought home. That's all. Justice and all of that can come later. They just need to come home. My working theory, Malaya gave them something to sleep, or they got their hands on drugs due to neglect, and Daniel swooped in to save the day for Malaya. That's a very popular one, and I know that Kent and I were both on board with something along those lines at the very beginning. And since then, a lot of things have happened and a lot of things have been said online that have either been suspicious or inconsistent or contradictory to other things that have been said. And then we got the court documents. And then we had the whole Meadow situation. And I know that, Daniel gets his random drug testing, and you have to assume that Malaya also has to have her random drug testing in order to continue to see Meadow. So not that that's still not, potential, like a possibility at that time. Because I think we can all agree that, and I think Daniel has even admitted to being a drug user. And he didn't look well in those first few videos. He did not look physically, mentally well. But as time went on, you saw a definite change in his appearance. The color in his face got a little better. He started filling out a little better. He didn't look as gaunt. He didn't look as sick. And I personally believe that's because, when you get off drugs, it takes time to get them out of your system, but then everything in your body starts working better. Blood starts flowing better. Color comes back into your face. All these things that are evidence in somebody's appearance. And we saw that almost in real time with Daniel, in my opinion. But it still doesn't mean it wasn't possible at the beginning. Tracker comment. Oh, the baby girl. Yeah, fair enough. I should clarify, I mean, lack of any evidence in the woods at all. No boot prints, clothing, pull up, nothing. Still to this day, after how many hours of searching? I don't know what to think anymore. It's all so strange. Lack of evidence. I'm saying that is also evidence that they didn't go in the woods, right? Right. In his post, someone said they were going to collect a debt. Right. That's what I said at first. I'm still coming to collect. Post all you want. I'm still coming to collect, something along those lines. But that wasn't to Malaya. It wasn't to Daniel. I don't know. Some people just have really poor timing in, like, they like to kick people when they're down. So, but then again, like was pointed out before, Henry Brooks wasn't one of the people that Malaya felt needed to know right away that her children were missing, because he said, I think on the Sunday, why didn't you tell me, baby girl? I'm a tracker. Oh, next time tell me. And I know a lot of people read into that a little bit, but for me, it was like, we're gonna find the kids, but if they ever wander again, tell me so that I can come and help you right away. Just what I took from it. If they were maybe part of a traffic ring. Nova Scotia has the biggest child trafficking going on. Maybe. In my opinion, the blanket in the tree rules out stranger abduction. Yeah, maybe. But, and I mean, it's most likely that it was planted, but maybe it wasn't. Is it possible that it wasn't? We just landed there happenstance? This, I know Drippy at one point brought up that the snow, when they plowed snow, the rows were very high, and it's possible that the piece of blanket could have been mixed in with the snow and plowed up, and as the snow melted, it just stayed in that tree. It's wild, but is it possible? I think Lily's backpack is a huge clue. She took that when she sleeps over places, and that's what she took when she went missing. So what are you saying, Jeannie? You think that she was planning on going for a sleepover? And then what? Hey, Deanna. Was the what? Or stepbrother not the father? Father was the tracker. Comment. Joe was. Yes. That was the. I'm sorry. I still haven't changed my opinion on Malia knowing something, because she never physically got up to check on her kids and then left the next day, blocked Belinda. That will never sit right with me, nor me. Like it's not good. But I think if she felt like if she was abused, And day one, she was worried, reeling. Her kids were missing. By day two, she started to try to piece things together herself. And I believe Daniel had told us not too long ago that Malaya had been planning on leaving him. Maybe it took her mom to say, "What are we still doing here? Let's get out of here before you lose Meadow too." For her just to say, "I have to go with my mom." Maybe. And blocking Belinda, like that, none of that makes sense to me. None of it. Hey, Becca, the RCMP should have blockaded the roads around that area and search cars. They should have. And they should have protected that property as though it was a crime scene because they hadn't found the kids yet. I don't know. Must be aliens. Stop that right now. No, I don't think that. Just relaying what some others thought. I believe they never came home Thursday after town. Just your opinion? I mean, we do not have actual proof of life after the CCTV video, other than Daniel, Malaya, and Janie's account that they were there. So it's unfortunate that they didn't take pictures more regularly. I don't know. Becca, the area was shut down. There was checkpoints at either end of the property. Listen to the audio everybody had. When they wanted to go to the RCB, they had to go past a checkpoint. What time was the checkpoint set up? I don't think they came home Thursday either. If they walked into the woods, we would have found them suffering from hypothermia. Melissa did a really good live yesterday on that subject. The van has to be looked into. Y'all need to tell me what van or send me something, a link. I think the argument from the night before has something to do with it. That's very popular too. I've heard a few things about this. I've heard, and again, just hearsay. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I've heard that Malaya she received text messages from somebody telling her that Daniel was being unfaithful, and that triggered a fight in the afternoon. Durwood told us that there was a fight in the afternoon, but that was over money. And then we saw what we thought could be bruises on Malaya on the Saturday. I wish I was there, or a fly on the wall. Is it possible that Daniel is innocent and Malaya is the one responsible? In my opinion, I feel like her and her family are more involved. Anything is possible, but I mean, is it possible that Daniel is innocent? It's possible. And that Malaya did something? My question would be, because Malaya is all about Meadow, Meadow, Meadow. Do you think Malaya would have taken the kids somewhere with Meadow on her hip? Silently? And we've heard that Daniel was up all night, so you know what I mean? There was more opportunity, in my opinion, that if something did happen to them on the property, that it would have been Daniel who would have done it. However, I wasn't there. Possible. Like in the Dylan Eller case? What? What about it? Maureen? What? What about it? How can I miss comments? There's no way. Mac, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a great holiday. Never knew that before now. Yeah. Like and subscribe, everybody. or don't, whatever. He didn't burn a Christmas tree. He had one up at the end of the driveway. Who said he was burning it? Somebody said he was burning it. Be a troll. I don't know. It was funny. He had a lit up Christmas tree at the end of his driveway. Well, what's wrong with that? That's festive. What I heard was a little darker at the end of the driveway, yeah. But I heard that he had it on fire. Fuck, I did it again. What'd you do? I don't know why, but not all the comments are showing up for me. Violet Thorne, don't know who you are, but yeah, I've heard things on that with verified info. Still not verified the kids were involved, but the van has, which is the scariest I've heard. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, where is this van? Shenanigans is library. I did see, like I posted in our group, and I knew that Daphne was going live with members only with Dr. Vana, but that was a couple hours ago, so I set my live for this time, and Shan didn't say anything. Otherwise, I, might have scheduled a different time. Like the lights on it, maybe. I don't know, but for sure, somebody said online that Daniel burned a Christmas tree at the end of the driveway. I don't think that's Nova Scotia lingo for a lit up Christmas tree, so it sounds like people are just posting shit to posting shit. Is she live on her own channel? I didn't know. It's not my fault. I posted in our group. She could have said, "You heard of the tree? Who's we, animal keeper? Do tell. I think I know who you are. But are you local from the area? Rookie Cookie Butterfly, let's say your name. All a stranger at the end of the driveway would have to do is offer the kids food or water or even candy, according to Daniel and Malaya. Very friendly kids, very happy, go lucky. Actually, they didn't say happy, they said very go lucky children. They love to talk. They'll talk to anyone, they'll talk your ear off. And I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote. The van with the candle wax and other stuff. It was late at night with AJ and my Marina's friend. Y'all are confusing the fuck out of me. Not the Christmas tree, but I've heard of burning along with Malia's before kids went missing. Oh, really? Like in a burn pit? Like in a fire pit? Like Brad Wong has that burn bin or whatever it is? Jamie put the tree at the end of the driveway, I heard, not Daniel. Oh, okay. Like a Christmas decoration. What's wrong with that? If I had to put them in order, 1, Brad Wong did something to them. 2, they wandered. 3, abducted. Shar has me believing this could be. 4, someone who cares removed them. 5, parents. I like your list. So it's a well-rounded list. But I don't know much about Brad Wong, but you'd have to give me a motive. You know what I mean? Like what's new here tonight? Nothing. Just the live to have a live, and I thought it would be really great because the last couple lives I haven't really been able to hit my chat much, and that's the whole premise of my channel, to interact with people that want to come here and talk about their ideas. And so I really wanted to go over theories, because something that was said to, not gonna lie, Daniel, the RCMP had told him that, you know what, theories are what pave the path forward. And that kind of stuck with me. So if the RCMP are listening to the theories and the bullshit that's going on online, maybe my ignorance by ignoring it all is keeping me from properly not evaluating, but considering all possibilities. So that's what today is about. Getting back in a chat, talking about your theories, even the crazy ones. You know, you can say whatever you want here. You just have to do it respectfully. And yeah, maybe it's time we start talking about other things. As long as we keep the conversation going, I don't care. And like I said, AB and Shan did a pretty good live the other day. And Melissa did a bang-up job last night as well. But AB did a 20-minute video this morning. And I thought it was pretty good. So if we have time after, we're going to watch that. But for the most part, this live is just me going through your theories in chat and talking about the stuff you want to talk about. That's what's new here tonight. And not new. Just getting back to what we should be doing every time we do a live. If we take all timeline as complete lies, we need to think that what are these parents going to do with unalived kids? What is the best thing to hide them? Same as Sebastian Summer. It's got to be easy. Occam's razor. So that's why, honestly, full transparency, I asked Nick if they had searched Garlock Lake because it's nearby, and Nova told me that it is quite deep. And I was wondering if like a Susan Smith thing could have happened, and the car is parked 20 feet under in water. Like, I don't know, maybe possible, but it's one of those things that's just been kind of in my mind. I don't talk about it because I have no proof, and I don't want to like feed the flames of bullshit out there, but is it possible? I think so. Thank you, Charmaine. And if they owed for drug debt, they are taking you and hiding your body, not taking a 4 and 6-year-old heat score. I agree. And do you really think for 1 second that if that's what's going on, or even a potential possibility, Daniel would know that he owed that kind of money? And you'd think that he would be considering that. Do you think for a second he'd be posting pictures of Meadow? Do you think it would be public that Meadow lives in a foster home 2 blocks from where Malaya is staying? Like, they would be going over and above to protect that little girl if these drug traffickers or whatever are looking to steal kids to get drug money back. Like, come on. Hello, nurse. You were here earlier. What's going on? Odds of that are highly unlikely. Odds of all of this are highly unlikely, if we're being honest. The last thing a dealer wants is a child. There's no human sacrifices in my... Yeah, mine either, Ori. We're talking about all theories and scenarios. We're doing it. Hey, Blue Jay. Ugh. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, and I think it's a wild claim. I mean, they do get a baby bonus checks at the end of the month. But what kind of drug dealer would want that heat? None. And what kind of drug dealer would keep feeding a couple of basically unemployed people? And from what we understand, their income came to a stop. And the only thing that would stop child tax from coming in, because that's not for mom, right? That's for the kids. That's money meant to help with the children's necessities. So the only way the government is going to cut that off is if there was, and I don't mean like fraud, but some kind of tax mistake or misfiling, or you know what I mean? So their money was cut off according to Durwood. And actually Daniel did tell me that, yeah, money stopped, but it was probably something like Malaya not claiming Daniel as her common law or something like that. And it just would have taken her to refile to start getting that money back again. But you're talking, I don't know how much these days, but when I was young, like I would get like $200. So it's not like earth-shattering money to pay a drug debt. Like, but there's no drug dealer on this green earth unless it's like a big time going to give kilos and kilos to go into, downtown Los Angeles or something and unload all of this. That's the only way you get that much product to offload for that amount of money, especially if you're unemployed. The white van found with the stuff inside. There's so many people missing in Nova Scotia. I've heard that. Lies all over the place. Something leads to finding them, in your opinion? I personally believe that the people involved, not involved, but the people involved in the kids' lives that know certain things, even if they're not being completely transparent, there's truth to everything they say. And it's unfortunate that it's up to us to weed out the bullshit. But to discount every single thing that somebody says because we don't believe them, I think is a mistake. Don't believe them blindly, but take everything and analyze it. That's my motto. The van, it's just that it was way back in the beginning of the case. I don't think I've ever heard about this van, Gren. A little surprised you haven't brought it up. Hey, Johnny. Where is Daniel's Kia Rio? That's what I'd like to know. Did he sell it? I don't know. What did he say? He told me that nobody on Lansdowne owns a Kia Rio. Now, I don't recall if he used like currently or ever. So I'd have to go back and check. There was a van found. Violet, they didn't say the white van from the past was connected to Jack and Lily. They haven't seen anything was connected to Jack and Lily. That's what today is about, though. We're not just going to discount everything because it sounds ridiculous, right? We're going to listen and we're going to consider under the premise that anything is possible except wandering in the woods. Actually, nationwide, with some questionable things found that look like a ritual. Really? That's strange that you say that because I did hear, not too terribly recently, but I did hear something about, was it something about ritualistic? Gosh, I should be like Nova and take notes. You don't think Brad Wong is a stand-up guy? Beautiful Rose, haven't seen you here before. Thanks for joining. Where was this van? Where was the van? Found in Oxford. American, are you would either find them or at least something or some shred of evidence that they were ever there, you would think. They didn't float. Are you guys talking about the white van that was talked about on Hidden in the Fog? I don't watch Hidden in the Fog, and that could be why I'm so foggy on this van. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before, Miss Meg. Or have I? Maybe I have. I don't know. Menopause brain sucks. American Justice said that she debunked the wandered theory last night, so I was asking how. Sorry, AJ. Don't know if you are male or female. American Justice is Melissa. She is definitely female. Are you guys talking about that box truck that drove by when it was by a ring cam? No, they're saying a van, Lynn. Drug dealers have their own people above them that they get product from, and dealers rarely front any product ever. It just isn't possible they had a drug debt, in your opinion. I agree. Not that much of a drug debt to justify taking 2 kids to sell them. Sailor, good to see you. Yes, I heard mention of a van. Can't remember where, but it's out there. But it was the first time I heard of any van. What is going on with this van? Hopefully they'll tell us, Sailor. I just can't see the kids playing outside because of how cold it was. Me either. Yes, Violet, but inside is the scariest I've heard, and I don't even like to think about it. All right, can you just fill me in? Just fill me in. It sounds intriguing to say the least, and I'm not worried about the algorithm. So go ahead and just say it. Maybe if you say it, Gren, it'll make you feel better. Built 1989, I agree. Are you talking about the hypothermia? Yeah, he was. I heard about the white van that was near the school the kids went to, then I heard nothing after that. Well, allegedly, now there's been a van found with some sketchy stuff in it, Jeannie. Becca, in my opinion, I think Lily was coming in and out of the room because she was trying to alert the adults that either Jack needed help or he had took off. She was risking getting punished for waking the baby. That's possible. We will put Melissa's channel in the chat. Melissa, can you do that? Because when you search American Justice, it actually takes you to Annie. So Jack and Lily so mysteriously disappear without a trace or sound, just like a snap of a finger, gone. Bizarre. Didn't happen. They're somewhere. The midnight hour was when something happened to Lily and Jack or found them passed. Daniel checking on them and then going to the bathroom. Was there a drowning in the bathtub? What if Malaya did give them something and they fell asleep in tub and drowned? It's dark, but I haven't heard that before. It's possible. But wouldn't cadaver dogs have picked something up? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Ron, we'll post it in the chat. Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas, Carla. Good to see you. LD in the ditch. What happened to Jack and Lily on May 1st? No way Malaya was able to sleep with hyper kids and paper-thin walls. No way she didn't hear anything. I agree. And the 8:28 a.m. phone call bothers me a lot. Like a lot. Because Daniel told me that her phone would have had to connect either from the bedroom window or the kitchen window, so she was up out of bed. She did have her toddler with her, and Daniel said when he did wake up, Meadow was fast asleep on Malia's arm. So you would think that Meadow would have heard the kids. And you know what? Like a baby, like my grandbaby, if she hears Jackson and Macy playing, and she's trying to sleep, she ain't going to sleep. And I know that's why they wanted the kids to remain silent, but they heard Jack wrestling around in the kitchen. You'd think Meadow would have heard that too. Melissa, you better drop your link. Wicked 2, was it good? You still believe that all three of them know what happened? I mean, person mentioning human sacrifices doesn't happen here. Was that mentioned? Like, I know ritualistic. I know. I mean, I know the word sacrifices, but I don't know that they were alluding to a potential scenario here. Like, I don't know. I'm still waiting to hear what was in that van. Lily was going somewhere. She took her backpack with her. Her backpack she used for sleepovers. That's a huge clue. There it is, Ron. And everybody, go see American Justice. Yeah, sub to Melissa's channel. She puts a heck of a lot of work in, even if just like that document is huge and a massive amount of work went into it. And I want to try to get her to 500 subs as quickly as possible. And I think we're gonna do a dual live stream. We're gonna do a live together on the 2nd. Trying to come up with some good positive things about Jack and Lily to share with you guys at the 8-month mark. But Melissa and I will be joining up to bring it all to you. Oh, I just did it again. I'm sorry. I just totally clicked something and took me to the bottom. So I mean, if you guys, if any one of you guys, I went way down. Oh no, sorry, I have to go back up because you guys are talking about the van, I think. I need to find it because I'm interested. Oh boy. I can't believe I did that. Photos? Oh my gosh. You guys. We're not talking about the other stuff, Charmaine. Don't go there. Not on here. Don't want you getting in trouble. I'm scared. Getting in trouble for what? I didn't do anything. See it. Or message me. One of the two. Say I need to know. No, like earth worship kind of stuff. What the fuck is going on in chat, you guys? Just Google it. I seen it in a private group. I can't release my source. You guys are killing me. RCMP have even talked about it. Really? There were some suggestive materials found in the van that point at some suggestive rituals taking place. Wrong. What? That I ain't scared? What? Hey, Addie. Just so you know, Melissa's her link is up there somewhere. Or down there. I can't remember. Who was driving the van? Sounds like somebody's doing some dark magic or voodoo with candle work. Deeply disturbing. Charmaine, I was at Shenanigans channel just before I saw you were on, and she's going over to Tiffany's for 8:30, I believe, but she didn't say anything about a Christmas tree. I don't know what Tiffany's is. that a channel? Everything that happened May 2nd was abnormal. Normally people have a routine, and these people had a routine. At least one of them did. I'm going to play this video, I think, and I'm going to take a couple of minutes and I'm going to read chat because I don't like leaving dead air while I'm trying to read and find all these comments about this van. Sounds like some type of witchcraft kind of BS, no? It was posted on Facebook of a video of somebody driving by the shows Daniel and his family has a Christmas tree at the end of the driveway, but it didn't look like it was burnt to me. Good to know. Thank you. The RCMP found it. Candle X chains and straps. Michelle James, hi. Never heard anything about a van. You and me both. Are you guys talking about the same white van Dead Silence talked about and Hidden in the Fog ages ago? You've seen photos, Violet Thorne? Who are you? Violet Boy Ian. I haven't heard anything about a van. You and me both. Ian. And no, that's not my Ian. Careful on what you disclose in here, please. You guys are being awfully cryptic. Like, I'm literally a nobody. There's 200 people watching here. It's not the end of the fucking world. Not worried about the algorithm. I'm barely monetized. Just say it. I sit here and swear like a trucker. Like, just say it. Melissa's link is in the chat somewhere. All right, I'm gonna put this video on so y'all can watch AB what I catch up on this chat stuff. I will return. To simplify our structure, why the fuck would StreamYard put a message like that up in the middle of the live stream? Share screen. Oh, good. Somebody's banging outside my door, too. Lovely. AB's not bad today. Like, I enjoyed this short little video he did. It was good. But again, I need to catch up on chat. I need to read about what you guys are saying. And this might get all the way through, or I might be able to stop it partway. Okay?
Children, if they were on the reserve, someone would love to collect the reward. Yeah, that's the reason that they put the reward out, to kind of cover that track. You got that right. Miss Kitty, in my opinion, the RCMP should be pressing Justin. Both Janie and DM made a big deal in early news interviews saying Justin doesn't live here. Oh, you mean Justin, brother Justin? Yeah, we don't know how the RCMP feel about that. They obviously know the circumstances, right? So it's not like they're going to be open and answer any questions in that regard. We recognize it to be a bit of a wild card in that sense. Another layer of possibilities, Miss Kitty. Well, MBM told Belinda on Saturday, May 3rd, that Justin was staying there. Wonder where he was staying. Probably he was probably riding shotgun out in the RV. Do you think he was sleeping with mom in the RV? Or do you think that he was sleeping on the couch? Norbeaster, and I was just offering my opinion on that, Natasha. Oh, I missed what you were saying. No, that's all soft meat. All of that dirt there, all of that dirt has been dug out from that hill and pulled down, and it's fairly sandy. It doesn't look compacted. It's not going to be very, very deep. It's going to be able to, you're going to be able to imprint some tire tracks on it. Maybe we can see it a little better if we do this. Let's see. I should say hi to you all. See, I don't look my best today. Do I have my webcam? Where's my webcam, darling? There we are. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. Mwah. I love you all. Oh, I'm not looking my best. I feel great though. Let's open this up. Let's have a look. Let me show you what I mean there. But yeah, the whole reason Janie was out there raking, okay? We'll pull it up. The whole reason it's even an issue in the first place is because she has to, when you report the kids missing and there's no tire tracks in or out, it's going to look awfully suspicious when the cops come out and take a look at the driveway and it's freshly graded. Well, that's interesting. So she's trying to voluntarily give you some information, and hopefully you take that and digest it and think, oh, wow, this Janie sure is an honest person. I believe her about fucking everything. Yeah. In light of Jack and Lily gone missing. That's the point of bringing it to you. That's the point on saying it in the first place. She was out there raking for sure, but it had nothing to do with a pool that May 1st. Come on. Like they do all kinds of planning around there, like you can see around the house, right? Oh, geez, you guys are just really planning another little project out. Oh, we can see that by the shit, like the mattresses all over the backyard. Heaven's sakes. The spinner, the washing machine, another 10 feet. Maybe the county would pick it up and just take it to the dump for you. Just dump it on the side of the road. What's going on, Taze? Yeah, Jillies. First, she had a shovel and it was filling potholes. Yeah, and it's changed. Well, because she was figured she'd kill two birds with one stone. Like, I mean, the whole reason I'm bringing that up is to just bullshit you with the story about why there's no nothing to see here. In other words, when it comes to the traffic on that driveway. That would be the thought. Barky boys. Crafting with the sassy chicks, and we have fence around everything but the pool. Yeah, it seems a little bit bizarre. Like you're questioning Janie's interior decorating. She wouldn't be very good at Sim City, would she? Yeah, she's up there in the middle of the night raking because she's concerned about the potholes in the driveway in the middle of like a war zone, right? Sounds like somebody who's suffering some PTSD or some flashbacks. Might be on acid. Hold on, my friends. I mean, it's plausible. Like Janie can say she's raking out there. She didn't have to really give you any reason. Like take a look at the state of the hill. Someone's been in there with like an excavator and dug that up to put her RV in that. You go back and compare that to 2018. That's all a hill. It's been pushed back up there, and there's a big loose mound of dirt. And she then just adds it down and tries to bring something up to grade. Whether they're doing it properly, I highly doubt it. This is just like a tweaker's project. All kinds of weird shit going on back in here. But her being out there with the rake isn't, necessarily anything suspicious. At this point in time, it is, because we're, of course, worried about destruction of evidence. And isn't it interesting how, Jack and Lily go missing from this house? If you were truly confused and victimized like they want to portray that they are, you would have thought that they would have just been so intrigued and really pushing the fact that Justin and Bradley Wong heard this vehicle come and go 4 or 5 times within earshot that particular evening from May 1st into May 2nd, instead of try to dismiss everything that they have to say. Well, somebody, you're living out there and there's 2 people reporting vehicular traffic all night long centered around your house, and now you are missing 2 children. From the parent standpoint, I would tend to think that you would think it would be suspicious, therefore a valid point to bring up publicly and acknowledge, rather than try to dismiss them as though they were trying to pin something on you. And that's what, of course, Daniel and Janie did since the get-go, before anybody else out there even knew who the hell they were or what relevance it even had. They were well ahead of that curve. That is suspicious. And that's how they know who's done it, among many other things. It all points back to the same thing. Why you would want to put a pool out in a parking? Yeah, well, exactly. It's an extension of your driveway. Like, what the fuck is going on back there that you guys all of a sudden are in this situation? You didn't even, Janie, introduce it as a temporary. You did talk about how you were out there because you couldn't stand the hustle and bustle. You couldn't stand the noise of the trailer. The kids at that. So you went out to stay in this ramshackle, broken down RV in your very own home. That doesn't say to me that this is a very fulfilling, happy, loving home to begin with. There's contention. And they're not even hiding it. They don't even hide it. They put it back onto Malay at every step. You want me to play a little Janie right now?
Seen through videos of what the searchers went through. There's no way that a 6 and a 4-year-old could go through those woods. Believe me. As I said, don't even want to go through the woods. I take the easiest route out. But if those kids are in the woods, they wouldn't have got very far. We searched. Look at all the searchers that were here. They had the dogs in here. They had drugs.
How dare you come in here? How dare you come in here and say that? I've got a comment in my chat that's suggesting that Janie McKenzie, what is it? How does that say? Miss Kitty 769 says, do you think Janie McKenzie is a math Kenzie? I'm going to have to say she's certainly acting like one. She's certainly acting like she's under the influence at all times, no matter what it is, and it's having a really ill effect on her personality. Do I think Janie is a math Kenzie? Yes. For the sake of this conversation, yes, I do.
They have helicopters. A 6 and a 4-year-old are not going to go through that woods. Believe me, they're not.
You see how she cleverly, who is that nasty bitch from 2001 or two? How many Dalmatians? 1001 Dalmatians. What's the nasty woman's name? Cruel what's that? Cruella. I think her name's Cruella. Janie's like that. She is a nasty bitch. Janie's a math mama. Poor kids. That's the listen. Absolutely. Cruella DeVille. Yes, thank you very much, friends. This is Cruella DeVille of Gerlach Road.
Well, that's a question that's hard for me to answer. The reason why is if any of you have watched Malaya's video of her when she was a teenager and the way she talked.
Any chance? Like, so Cruella's taking a situation and making it worse by now attacking Malaya. And you're wanting to tell us that you've got nothing to do with whatever happened to Jack and Lily. You live in the goddamn driveway. How could you not? It would be impossible for her not to have witnessed anything and everything if anything indeed did happen. It was probably her ignoring all of the noise like she does in the trailer again. I wonder what sort of accident happened in that trailer. Was Danny Boy under a meth-induced psychosis? Remember when she said she grabbed Jack from the wood, changed her word from dragged to grab? Oh shit, I don't know about that. You'd have to point that out to me. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Do I remember it? I'm not so certain. She does enough of it though. I don't doubt it. Believe me, those kids couldn't have gone into the woods. This after days that Daniel's out there for days out there searching. If you can't find your kids within leg shot, you've got a problem. You probably need to go about this in a different way instead of continue on doing absolutely nothing. That's so suspicious. That's reeks of avoidance, physical avoidance. Not just the language statement analysis, but physically avoiding. Yeah, Jacqueline. Yeah, you don't need insulation in there. You've got a wood stove. You got a wood stove. It'll be hot as hell in that place. It'll get so damn hot in there that you want to be stripped down into your skivvies. She speaks too much for saying nothing, Natasha. I know what you're saying. Merry Christmas there, Mr. Hemi. You don't like that Fort Playpen thing in the woods? Meep? Well, you have to remember a lot of the things that you saw are probably things that old Daniel did with his own kids, right? There's two other kids that come and visit. So we're talking about Jack and Lily specifically, though. Jack and Lily, unfortunately, were treated very poorly on this property. You can't even deny that. It's sad to listen to. And they've got their abuser now in front of the public, the world, claiming that they loved him, they bonded with him, they relied on him, they only listened to him. Well, geez, I wonder what I wonder why that is. He probably beat them that way. They feared him. He was unpredictable.
About things is the way she is now. Malaya and I do not sit down and have a conversation. If it was just a brief conversation.
So I wonder what else there is, if there's things that she's willing to share about how she didn't get along with Malaya in that sense, or the way that she felt about her. She doesn't really get across to us at any point in time the reasons why, but she's acknowledged it. All of these are contributing factors to whatever happened to Jack and Lily. No question about it.
When I first met her, when Daniel introduced me to her and the kids, it was okay. My personal opinion of her, I'm not gonna say.
So right away, right away, when you first met her and the kids, before they even moved in, you don't even want to share your personal opinion about her. So already there's a problem before they even move into the trailer on Garlock Road. We are headed for disaster. This relationship, no wonder she wanted the fuck out of there. But they got kicked out of Patty's house because she was unwilling to get educated, find a job, especially when she had all of those individuals around her in order to contribute to some sort of support, in order to tie up the schedule so it wouldn't cost her thousands of dollars in childcare a month. But she squandered that away. I know what that's like. That happened to me. See that coming. Never anticipate that. Personality of a cactus bush. I agree 100%. Janie's resentment of Malaya and the kids is bloody obvious. Oh, I mean, she doesn't hide it. She doesn't hide it. Well, I do feel that she's sanitizing it. I believe it's much, much worse. Imagine where there's no cameras. You're not going on the record. You're not making a public statement like is happening here, what she really, or how she really speaks about her, feels, or worse yet, towards her, which means towards Jack and Lily. Jack and Lily are an extension of Malaya in this sense. And Malaya is being made to feel bad about it. So it'd be interesting to know, before they made this transition from Truro, from Patty's house, being kicked out of there with Daniel, to having to move back into the trailer, what Janie's perception or perspective is on it. Did she understand the reason as to why they had to move? Well, wouldn't the same issue be applied to Gerlach Road and Janie's house? One would think. One would think so. So you think so there's something to that about what made
Fantastic. I caught up in chat and then I looked at the time and Harley was bugging me, so I had to go and feed Harley, and then I got back in here and I was just about to stop it, and then Ian got home. He came in and he mooned me and he started backing up, so I had to stop him and say, "You're not doing it. It's not even a members live. Not today, you weirdo." Anyway, wow. So I did catch up and I did read what you guys had said, and interesting, but I think that I'm going to file that. Is Kent still here? Being that Kent is the only one who seems to still have the nards to show up here, not using a fake profile, which I respect and I appreciate. It's good. I feel like I'm going to file that with those theories. Just because, whatever. I should do a live with Ian. Maybe. Somebody had said something earlier that I wanted to talk about. But there's a lot of stuff that is being said about this van, okay? And there's a lot of stuff that allegedly can't be said about this van. But until it's said about this van, I'm going to leave that to the super sleuths. They can, they can figure it out. Oh, this is what I'm going to say. And then all talk in this issue needs to stop on here, and we need to focus on the live. Charmaine puts a lot of work into these things. Somebody's watching my live in the living room. Let me know if you can hear an echo. Yes. Why would you want to do a live with Ian? He's a weirdo. Anyway, focus. No, I don't think they dug the ground where she was raking. I don't even think that it's been confirmed that she was raking. I don't know. Who's in chat? Who's in chat? I saw somebody mention Daniel. Is he here? Remember early on that there were social media claims that a neighbor claimed he didn't know they had kids. Oh, I did see Boss Man. Hi, Boss Man, if you're still here. Joe Hunter, you will say you will be true and never leave me blue. Susie Q, sing it will be. I love me some Susie Q. Hey, Shan, good to see you. I saw you were live, but I already had mine scheduled, so I apologize. Anything else? Any other theories? Or has it all been about that van? Like, I wouldn't touch that van with a drama channel. Not at the moment. I don't believe any of them slept that night, me first. Possible. I know that Malaya said that Daniel didn't sleep that night. So now the math fam, are replaying what was put on YouTube. Who? What do you mean? Blueberry, that's not nice. I don't believe any of them. Too many strange things going on. She always went to town on Friday. I think they were all covering up, but why? I don't know. And I keep saying there's only a couple of reasons that, like in human behavior, that people lie. You're either a pathological liar and you just lie to lie, or you lie to protect yourself, or you lie to protect somebody else. I wonder if Dan and Malaya got in a fight and really started screaming and Daniel hit her, caused her to unalive. Then he went after Jack, hid them somewhere far away. I don't know. I don't even believe half these usernames. I could make a username Belinda2345 and y'all would think it was Belinda. Last night, I don't know if anybody caught it, but I was in Melissa's live and I was doing Ian's payroll, so I was on his Google. I was listening to YouTube, and I didn't even realize at first that I was on his Google YouTube. And I was just watching Melissa, and I decided to pipe into chat, and then I noticed I wasn't subscribed, and I was like, what the hell? So I subscribed, and then I was able to chat right away, but I was full board trucking. And when I saw that I was full board trucking, I started messing with people a little bit. It was fun. But I think Shenanigans and Nova, they caught me. They figured it out. I've assumed this whole time that the HRD dogs that came in from out west would have detected anything under the ground on the property, but who knows? We could re-listen to what they said about that, but yeah, they said something like 60 feet under or something, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. Like a long ways under. Maybe not 60 feet, but when we needed to get out, the dogs would have picked it up. Yeah, that's it. I think the whole Mackenzie Martell gang is guilty. Is that how you spell Martell? Malia keeps it silent, and then they both go on to leave no trace and pass polygraphs, though. That's where I'm struggling. Like, I don't know that polygraphs are admissible for a reason, but it's the cleaning up all traces that just has me puzzled. But again, why not come out and clarify what they mean by there's no evidence of an abduction when the public ran with, oh, the RCMP said no abduction? Because if you throw out the wandering in the woods and you don't believe Daniel and Malaya are guilty, what does that leave? They didn't vaporize. That leaves an abduction. So to me, if they were abducted or the RCMP think they've been abducted, then you would think they would have come out to clarify that. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We didn't say there was no abduction. We said there's no evidence to prove there was an abduction. We are still considering that. You would think they would have, what do I know? That's giving Daniel a wide berth, isn't it? He's betting on white van theory. Daniel is? Did Daniel say something about the van? Oh, the tree is lit up. At first glance, it looks like it's on fire. Okay, maybe. But I do know somebody said Daniel lit a tree on fire at the end of the driveway. And I was like, oh, hope he's not having a breakdown. But really, even months later, I would think after months they would need to dig to get the gas smell. No, it's decomp. This is what I'm going to say then. Okay, you said that, and then I don't believe Jeannie hurt them, but she knows something. I mean, it's been inconsistent at best. Why are we lying? Just clear it up. I think I'm being fair. I'm trying my best not to be accusatory. Just clear it up. I don't like reaching out to people myself, but I'm open. Reach out to me. Clear it up. I'll put whatever you want out there. I don't care who thinks that I'm always, defending Daniel or whatever else, because I'm not. I'm literally putting out information that I'm getting, and I'm letting you know where I'm getting the information. If that's what you guys think is defending somebody, I'm not. I'm just putting out information that they want put out. Believe it, don't believe it. 90% of the time, you're not going to know if I believe it. But I will put out whatever you people out there want me to put out. I will put it out. And I'll make sure everybody knows that this isn't my information, it is yours. And especially, I would like to say, and hopefully I've got some family watching, because 8 months is coming up. And whether you know what happened or not, I wasn't there, I don't know. But I would like to think that these milestones, not milestones, it's not the right words, but these, I don't want to call it anniversaries either, but these terrible points that we're reaching, 6 months, 7 months, and now we're at 8 months. These days have to be hard. No matter what, they have to be hard and stressful. And even if you don't want to speak, if you don't want to put out a letter or a text or anything like that, if you have a message for us, for the public, what you would like to see happen, or if you have, like, if you could speak, if you could get a message to Jack and Lily, anything, send it to me so that I can put it out at the 8-month mark. There's so many people and so many twisted theories and people like infighting, like unbelievable infighting. that Jack and Lily, they're missing, but they're also lost in all of this. And because it's hard to keep a relevant conversation going with no new information. And I'm not asking for information, but I'm asking for you guys to give us something. And maybe some people will take it and dissect it and accuse, but they're going to do it anyways. But you can remind the public that there's still a family out there that care, that have maybe something they want to say, even if you don't want to say it yourself and you want to say it through me. I will put it out to the masses and let them do with it what they want to do with it. And you've got days, like 3 days, to really think about, what, if anything, you want to say. And even if they're not watching, if any of you have contact with them, get the message to them that I'll put it out fairly and I won't allow bashing in here. But even if they don't say something, they're still going to attack you. But at least you can remind people that there is a family out there. These Jack and Lily are real. They're not just a storyline, and they're not some kind of game of fucking Clue. And it's literally the last, I won't even say how long, but recently I've gone from being disgusted and disheartened to pissed right off, to be completely honest with you. So I hope you will consider my offer. Yeah, I don't know, Blueberry. I'm still waiting for Gren to finish that sentiment. Bodily fluids linger and those dogs smell those types of things for years, decades. Like I think that was like Miss. Should we watch a little bit of that? No, not today. But we should refresh ourselves on that presser, whatever that Zoom meeting was that I was in on. I watched too many crime shows, but what the fuck was she raking? What about those mounds of dirt by the trailer? Yeah, I make them blush regularly. In my opinion, I believe Jamie could have seen the children leaving the property that morning because she did state that she heard them just after 8:48 a.m. And I could be wrong. I really don't want to have to go back and re-listen. But didn't she say that, okay, so we know Ron called her at 8:48, and that phone call was just under 2 minutes. But I'm pretty sure she said she fell back asleep. And at some point her dog barked and then woke her up and she heard the kids. But by 10:01, Malaya was on the phone with 911 telling Janie, whatever, right before then, that the kids had been missing for 20 minutes. So the time frame is very, very small. The window is very small. And by that point, Daniel had said he was up and in the woods looking. And we all heard Nick say that Jack on his own couldn't get further than like 4 feet in those woods. And he wasn't by himself, but Lily's certainly not going to pick him up and take him anywhere unless they went through a trail, which I've never been to the area. However, Lily's not going to be too terribly much more help for Jack to get further than 4 feet. And if Daniel ran up to their little cabins or their forts or whatever and back, and the police were there by 10:27 searching, and Daniel was searching that whole time, Jamie went out there and searched. The kids aren't in the woods. Duh. That wasn't a question. I have no idea why I went on that, but I believe Jamie could have seen the children leaving the property. Yeah, I don't. What are you saying? You think she might have just stood there and watched them walk away to the road? Breathe the truth about Lily and Jack. Yep. There was something that was poorly connected, however, I can't say verified. Early in the case, found abandoned on the 24th, I believe. That's the reason, one, one, hasn't heard of it. Two, in my opinion, Daniel can't remember Thursday. We don't know if Malaya does. Who's to say anyone remembers the kids and their whereabouts? This is awful. And now look at this mess, Lily and Jack. We are so sorry. And we're never going to stop talking about them. Even on days when I have an attitude, still gonna, go live if I have the time, and we're just gonna talk. And it's super hard when there's nothing new coming out. Ken, good to see you. I'm not a Janie McKenzie fan. I totally get how she feels about Malaya. I have a Malaya in my life. I don't believe anyone heard them after the switch was flipped at midnight. It's possible. I can't type it all today. Who's afraid to talk? Buddy, you've got the personality of a cactus bush, a real prick, and I love it, and I'm stealing it. Who said that? I swear to if I hit the ditch. Here we go. 2, it was found in a different area, and I honestly do not think they have even put 2 and 2 together that the van has been tied to this case, but because of how horrifying it was, they think it is something. And guys, I mean, I don't know anything about this van, but let's just consider for 1 second how long it's been taking to get forensics back on anything, right? So I guess we just have to put it in the pile of wait and see, I guess. Janie is a nasty old woman. I'm sure she's guilty of physical abuse too. I don't know. I don't know her. I wasn't there. Thank you, Kim. Ian's full moon. There's no reason for it. And like he knows too. Like he was like right here, you guys. I wish I could show you. But if I didn't have the green screen, y'all would have seen the thing. You would have seen the white butt. Who is Ian? He's my employer. Pays like shit though. Ian has 2 seconds of fame and he's hooked. I'll ask him. Daniel Martel, game over. Is Daniel here? See what his baby bottom wants the spotlight. Thank you for hitting the like button, Mrs. Barton. There's an echo. Is there an echo? Is that any better? Like, I don't know what to do about it. Other than getting a mic, but they're expensive. Imagine saying that Daniel is not smart enough to know when he is being interviewed by police, true in my opinion, but at the same time smart enough to outwit them and a master at deception and training in policing. Third, it's new, it's still very early on investigation as well, as it's not going to be put out about it. 3, as of now, they don't even know how or if they will release it due to the nature. I think it would cause a certain sense of panic to the public. By the sounds of things. Drop the link for Ian's OnlyFans. I ain't showing him how to do an OnlyFans. Come on, I guess, Shar, how's miss some of the chat? We're definitely weirdos here. Yeah. Here. Hey, boss man, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Sorry about my sound. Cheap, and I don't have things. Whatever. I looked. for a microphone. There's no place here that I can get a microphone like from a store, from Best Buy or anything like that. You have to order it online. And I have serious trust issues because I bought that one that I clip on online. Somebody recommended it to me. I bought it. It was good for like 2 weeks and then shit the bed. This one, Sunny has the same mic. The same mic. So I'm wondering if it's just one of my settings, but I don't know enough about it. So I'm gonna buy a Yeti. I'm gonna spend the money and I'm gonna buy a Yeti. I just haven't done it yet. New Year. They do not want widespread panic sent across Nova Scotia, let alone the country. Exactly. If there's any truth to that, that's exactly what's going on. Polygraph on Daniel and Malaya don't say they passed. It says found to be truthful. That's right. It does. What does trained in policing mean? Chelsea, good to see you. Thank you for being here. If it's as bad as it is, this will obviously be up to the Crown to decide on all of this after it has been properly processed. Yeah. Everything is up to the Crown. The RCMP, major crimes, they could feel like they have enough for charges today. And if the Crown says, no, enough, get me more, they can't do anything about it. That's simple. Malaya is their mother. She needs to speak up. And I hope they do. I hope they have something to say. Anything to say. And I don't care if it's through a third party. Just get a message. Give us something. Let us know that you're still there. Jack and Lily deserve it. It's obviously Daniel is a pathological liar and first-class creep. Have you met him? I haven't. Truthful equals past. That's how it works. It's very... Maybe. It's the best you're going to get from me, Ron. I'm sorry. Tending to the driveway, Jamie probably on lookout. I must have misread that. Ron Mexico, for a minute, I thought you were claiming Daniel had police training. Has anyone of Malaya's parents or family besides her cousin speak about the children? Not publicly. Not that we know of. Like, we don't know. I mean, would you? If you were related and you were in, these groups or chats or whatever, would you say, hey, I'm Malaya's aunt? Do you know how quickly we would be on her? I don't know if I would. Poorly worded, but was trying to stay within the character limit. What's $13.99? It surprised you. I have those quite often, Ron. Mm-hmm. You want ice cream? I went to Dairy Queen earlier and I bought 2 boxes. Dilly bars and sandwiches. Because I can. I should have just saved my money for a fucking mic, and I apologize for that, but I wanted ice cream. So. I gotta start some laundry before it gets too late. Take care, y'all. Thanks for being here, LD in the ditch. Eddie B, speculation. Kids never made it home on that just an ordinary day because they were fighting and something accidentally horrific happened. It's possible. You said it. I wish they were the type of family that just took pictures to take pictures. You don't go to my daughter's house without her having the camera in my kid's face or my grandbaby's faces. And if she doesn't and I'm there, then I do. It's just the way it is. Tonight is the first time I ever heard about a van. Same. I don't know where we've been. I think we've been under a rock. Yeah, not buying the van stuff actually, but who knows? Yeah. I said I think we should leave it for the professionals. And by professionals, I mean the actual professionals. I still think it's wild that anyone would think you're defending Daniel. Oh, but they do. They truly do. Whatever. So I'm not out here calling him a murderer or whatever else. I must be a pro Daniel channel. Whatever. Okay. Fill your boots. And that would explain no scent on the property. Maybe I just want it to be a Scooby van. I have a story for that, and my mods are probably giggling right now. Scooby. Swings, whips, masks, clothes, candles. You spying on me? They all know something. It's hard to believe a secret could be kept this long. It can't. You'll never convince me. Whatever happened, I believe one, maybe two. No. Something would slip. Somebody would slip. We will never give up. In my opinion, only all three have something to do with this. In my opinion, only please bring Jack and Lily home. They deserve to, their whereabouts, they deserve to be found. What's sick to say? Did I get offensive? Blueberry? I apologize. I would like to know if Malay is okay. I did reach out and ask. I said, I hope she's doing okay. I would suspect it's very much day by day, Mike. Thanks for being here, by the way. Again, I'm sure there will be accusations that I was pushing that they were sold in a drug deal tomorrow. Craziness drives me wild. Yeah. I don't think they intentionally hurt Jack and Lily. I think it was an accident, but for some reason, they couldn't report it as such. You know, and I mean, if to me, because I've had communication with a lot of the people, I think that if I was going to sit down and say this is what I think, this is my gut feeling, I don't think that it would have been like a planned out I don't even know how I want to put it. I don't think it would have been planned, and I don't think it would have been an intentional violent act. But I'm still firmly, confidently on the fence. Mike, I'm waiting for someone to check in with her. Hopefully they get word soon, her status. The last I heard, she is still in the hospital. Charmaine, have you heard there were 3 different people who administered lie detectors, one for Daniel and Jamie, and then the other for Cindy, and the last Cindy, Wade, and Cody and Belinda. Belinda didn't have one, but yeah. No, they did not do that. I mistakenly added Belinda, yeah. Piggy, that's true, except Belinda, yeah. Ron, it's been like that since the beginning. They don't want to hear it. Doesn't fit the drama narrative. Sometimes you just gotta let things go. Piggy, I heard that except I feel like 7 people passing a polygraph was just that the superintendent misspoke because he said as documented, paraphrasing, but I think that was even his exact words. Could Could be, but I mean, even if it was like, even if there was another polygraph given, I think is that the art of deduction is just, it's not that hard. So if you think about the people that were actually polygraphed, they're the people who were directly, they were in communication with the people living on the property that day, like that morning before the kids went missing, right? So you've got Cindy and Wade. You've got Jamie, Daniel, Malaya. Who else? In my opinion, if there were to be another polygraph test, it would have had to have been Uncle Ron, simply because he was on the call log from Jamie's phone. That's what makes sense to me. Did Daniel or Malaya ever have any enemies, meaning disagreements with neighbors or work or family, etc.? Sure, everybody does. It sounds to me like they didn't get along too well with Boss Man, but again, there's not a single trace of the kids. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Bonnie. If you don't agree with them, then you are someone else or wrong or a terrible person. Sometimes, but sometimes you are. And it's unfortunate that there's one thing. Okay, when I'm talking like fake profiles, I'm not talking about you guys' YouTube handles. Everybody has them. I don't. Why am I blurry? I don't have a YouTube handle. I'm me. My name is my name. But I understand people have their YouTube handles. The fake profiles is what gets me. Because would you be acting the same way if your real identity was known? Would you have the balls to be an asshole the way some of these people are assholes if you were using your real name? I don't think so. I think it's an excuse and a license to be a coward. Or for your own ego to make yourself seem smart. Like, it's pathetic. No offense intended. Oh, young grasshopper, we will get you yet. Sailor Moon is an honorary Gen X because she is the youngest of our mod crew. When was this white van found? Was it in the past or present? From what I understood, it was only like a week or two ago or something. Or it just came up or something. Well, I've heard all narratives. I just don't appreciate being bullied, how I'm wrong and your friends are right. You know, your private message. Agreed. I mean, it's a two-way street. Like, if you want credibility, if you have information or you truly want to help, then don't be an asshole and don't use a fake account to do it. Like, stand up for yourself, as yourself, or shut the fuck up. Or be nice. Those are the three choices. Otherwise, you have no respect for me. Case has so many twists and turns, hard for me to remember. Lies, deception, too many narratives. Absolutely. Kind of what we were doing today, just like, let's air it out. And once we start talking about this shit, we see how ludicrous it sounds. Well, honestly, I don't know, talk to yourselves out loud and just say it out loud. And if it still makes sense to you, then say it in a chat room and get somebody else to say it out loud and then see how you feel about it then. Kind of hits different, in my opinion. Where's this coming from? What, the van? I want to know if Jack and Lily are okay. Me too. I thought you were going to do something. Am I far behind in chat? Like, did you go and do whatever you were doing and then come back? Oh my gosh. If the only path they could take is least resistance, then they would have been seen by helicopters, drones, or one of the 150 people that were out there searching. You're not wrong. Yes, ma'am. The van stuff? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna leave that with. Apparently, it is with the RCMP, so it's right where it needs to be. In my opinion, the most likely thing is it happened in the home. Drug user abuse in the family usually leads to children being harmed. Again, no, Ron is not Daniel. Layla, Miss L, I've heard all the narratives. I just don't like to be bullied on how wrong I am from you and your buddies that you PM all the time. Okay. No drama. Mine shafts are out there. Could have dropped them in. And I did ask Nick with Please Bring Me Home about mine shafts in the area. They didn't come across any, but I'm sure there are some in the area. And we go out there in the springtime, me and Wolfie, we're going to find them all. We're going to search them all. Sky Painter, I agree. It happened in the home. Seriously, did you go and do your shit and then come back already? Am I that far behind? Yeah, if that were Daniel, he would never run himself down. He's too much of a narcissist. I think the RCMP will prosecute without bodies, wait for positive results, tell the truth. And like Melissa says, first one to talk, it's the best deal. So if you know something, have a live with AB. He will help you with your audio settings. He helped Chan. Okay. The only thing about having a live with AB, I think I'd be mortified. Like, I love listening to it. I do, but he's a little bit over the top for me. I'd be so like red-faced and tongue-tied. I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't know how to respond to some of the shit he says. I mean, I'd be like, oh, I'm trying my best not to have a channel that's accusatory and stuff. And everybody each to their own. That's on them. That's how they want to do things. But you know what I mean? I respect him and I enjoy his content and whatnot. But I think sitting next to him on a panel, I think I would be. His personality is too big for me, to share the stage with. I'm too small. I'm too meek for somebody like AB. Him and Shan, they did excellent. Excellent. Just not me. Oh my gosh, Peggy, you scared me. I had to look at the calendar quick to make sure I'm not missing days. Happy New Year to you too. So New Year's, guys, what is that? Tomorrow, New Year's Eve, I have to go with Ian to take his son to the airport. He flies up New Year's Day at like 5 a.m. So no live for me tomorrow. I know it sounds like a party. Am I right? I have to be at the airport at 2:30 in the morning. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Might stay home. Haven't decided. Crown would want to make sure it's a done deal when it comes to evidence, as it's going to take years once it goes to trial, right? I mean, to apologize, don't always need to agree. That's right. All you have to do is be nice to each other. Just be nice. That's it. The Crown like to take it slow when they are putting together a list of chargeable offenses, and they want the evidence that they feel they can win a prosecution. They can be successful, and they won't do it before. Just looking at all photos of Lily, she seemed precocious and lively. If they awoke and got ignored, I could totally see her encouraging Jack to walk down the driveway to get the bus. School had to be fun. Me too. Me too. And I asked Daniel that on May 31st. Is it possible? And he said no. So, praying for justice. You just have to watch his ever-changing narrative, and his texts were super creepy. I don't need to meet him to know that. Yeah. I mean, how can you argue? No timing out, just delete the comments. Correct. Please and thank you. So that I can go back. When you time somebody out, I don't get to go back and see what they said, nor can I find them to block them from the channel. I have to wait until they type up again. So I don't want any timeouts. Somebody's being ignorant, bring it to my attention. I'll open my YouTube, and if it's that bad, I'll get rid of them right then and there. Otherwise, just delete comments. I mean, it has to be pretty bad, though, you guys. Like, so then, what time do you think Jamie saw Malia standing in the middle of in the front of her RV with a metal arm? I don't. I think that was bullshit. Now, who made that bullshit up? Did Jamie actually tell Derwood that? Like he says she did? Or did Derwood make that up? Jamie says that she came out of her RV when she heard Daniel calling for the kids. And when she came out, Malia was standing with the kids. And she said, "What's up?" Malia said, "Kids are missing." Jamie said, "How long?" Malia said, 20 minutes. Jamie turned around, went back in, got her boots on, and went up the trail, the pipeline. So it was Durwood who said Janie said that she saw Malia standing out on the driveway, like as if she just missed the vehicle that took the kids. I have a problem with the lady seeing two children walking. I know she said didn't match, but man, I'm terrible guessing ages, heights, weights. That's okay, but I mean, the only thing that bothers me about that, it's not even the clothes they were wearing, they weren't dressed for the day. The only thing that bothers me about that is she said that the little girl had pigtails in her hair, and we know nobody got up with Lily. Nobody put her hair in pigtails. And I venture to guess a 6-year-old little girl, my granddaughter, cannot put her hair in pigtails. I'm sorry, it wasn't done. Should have saved her money for what did she say? A mic. To put it in my savings for a mic, for a microphone, for a good microphone. Even though this is a good microphone. I think it's bullshit that Sunny's microphone works fine and this is the same microphone. I think the kids made it home, but I think something happened after they got home. Cringy, creepy, Danny boy, where are you? Taking a break or stepping away from social media because his lawyer said that he's not helping himself. It doesn't look good for his case with Meadow. And he's not willing to risk losing Meadow over social media. Something to that effect. I should have asked him while he was still speaking to me to post some of these screenshots, but I did make a promise after the first go around, and people took those screenshots and ran with them and twisted them and took them out of context. I told them that, I wouldn't be doing that again. I'm a man of my word, unlike a lot of others. Wolfie, interesting video with Shen Megan. Hope spelling I enjoyed. Charmaine, then what time do you think Jamie could have saw Malia standing in the driveway? I don't. Someone inside the police department where it was found. Like if I thought that Jamie was standing in the driveway or Malia was standing in the driveway, I would have to believe a whole lot of other shit that I don't buy. And now we've got this rift between Jamie and Derwood because Jamie is making Derwood out to be a liar. And it puts everything into question. For me. Just my opinion. Someone inside the police department where it was found. Oh, is that what you were talking about, that RCMP? That, can I say it? I think I just had a light bulb moment. Maybe I did know a little bit about that van story. Not about the van, but if that's what you're talking about, I might understand it now. Maybe. You present all sides of it, and that results in some things really standing out when it comes to this. That's what I try to do, and then honestly, it's because there's so much shit. If I don't say it out loud, it all just swirls around in my head. And you guys are the ones that help me weed it out of my head. You know, your comments, you make me remember things that I've forgotten that I knew, and then we talk about it. It's great. Maybe she was pissed off from the night before when Daniel and Malia got into an argument, in my opinion. Absolutely. It's possible. I'm not calling anyone out. I was making a general statement. That's not my mom's having any disagreements in my live chat, is it? I'm wondering if Sunny is okay. Haven't seen her. She is okay. She is okay. She is working. She's gonna be off work, and she's probably I would assume doing lives, but she's not real big on covering stuff that with no new anything to go off of anymore. If you guys are mentioning the van anymore, I'm going to skip over it because I feel like if it was for public consumption, it would have been talked about elsewhere. And I kind of like to stick to things that are already out there and analyze what we've heard. But I don't want to be tap dancing on any kind of landmines until I know what they are. So, how come there's no dono button tonight? There's not? I don't know. I have no idea. Not a clue. So to be perfectly transparent with you, Ron, I never turned a dono button on. I have no idea. No idea what I'm doing. I'm hoping Malaya is coming to terms and being helped to process this in order to speak her side, even if it's the lawyers, RCMP, etc. She is the key, in my opinion, to getting this solved. I agree. Just a second. Had to cough. Okay. Dear me, so I can whisper sweet nothings to you. I remember that live Susan was talking to a woman that said she was scared. Oh, really? I don't watch Hidden in the Fog. I don't know if you guys know that or not. But I was on her live stream once, and then Sunny's season, the seventh person was Patty, and it was in documents. That I don't remember reading that in the documents, and that doesn't make any sense at all because her timeline was way off, and it was obvious to anybody reading that she was having memory issues. And then Durwood himself told me about her memory issues. So, and that was before we had our falling out. So I haven't seen that in the documents. Ron Mexico, thank you so much. Probably doesn't help the pro Daniel rhetoric when you don't ban me, someone who has DM way down to number 5. I mean, I don't care. People can think what they want. Just because I'm not out here throwing venom and accusing people of shit. I'm not going to have to apologize to anything or anyone when this is all said and done. So everybody else can do them. I'll do me. But thank you so much. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Marie, where do I DM? Facebook. Yes, ma'am. Facebook. Just message me or email me. That's where I went wrong with you, because you emailed me. Sorry. There have been cases of kidnapping by couples that could never have kids. Think how many teachers, school staff that saw them unkept or unhappy. But again, just my opinion, the RCMP investigators would be looking for changed behavior. They would be looking for people that disappeared. They would be looking for anything that stood out. So, teacher, janitor, suddenly just didn't come back to work right after Jack and Lily went missing. Venture to guess they would have caught on to that, or somebody would have. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look, but I don't think so. Doesn't make any sense. You know it. I know it. We won't tell them that. Susan never stated it was a woman. You could not tell who was typing. What was in chat? Strawberry wine? Thank you for being here. Thank you, Ron, for supporting Charmaine. Yeah, thank you, Ron, for supporting Charmaine. Doesn't Patty have a heart condition? How is she able to do a polygraph, but Janie couldn't? Sorry. Okay. So I think, let me think back to what Derwood said, and I'm pretty sure he said I wasn't allowed to share it. So I'm not going to share it all. However, I didn't know about a heart condition, but I did know about another stress-induced, self-induced issue that could impact her memory at that particular time of her interview. Does that make sense? Hope so. I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Shenanigans? Thank you. You're a low IQ piece of shit. I love you too. I'm also low IQ. We can be stupid together. I love Sunny. I will look back and rewatch, but I'm sure she later on found out it was a woman. Not sure though. I think I'm not sure. Don't say that about yourself. Yeah, Shan. Stop talking about my friends like that. Thanks, Grant. So exactly what I said, no timing out, only deleted, and also there's like 30 of us in blue, and I didn't question calling out. So stop it. This is what infighting looks like. We're a team. Perfect. Girl, you were so right. Spotted dicks. Menopause brain. Again, I apologize. I don't remember. I have a YouTube handle and I would use my real name if I was retired, but I can't have the crossover with my professional life. But you know my name. Yes, I do. I do. This is a YouTube handle. Ron Mexico is a YouTube handle. The people with fake profiles know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it. I'm not talking about YouTube handles. Oh, Susie is my real name. When creating a YouTube account, I picked something easy to remember. Susie Q is very popular, so had to add it. Lots of folks use real names. I'm sure they do. Is baby your middle name? Baby is a guilty pleasure. Absolutely. When he goes off, yeah. Yes. Yes, it does. Agreed. Yeah. You guys, Susie, I bet your names are hard to remember. Durwood, he could be anyone. Is Durwood here? I doubt it. Yeah, Ron, some people live for misinformation. Some people do. And some people will fall for anything. Gullible. Marie, can you add me to the group or does Shar have to? I know you can. All get along. Okay, thanks. Right? I love how passive aggressive we all are here. Faithful. Sky pincher when AV goes off, I get scared. Me too. I like watch with one eye open. He speaks as if he or she is more educated than Durwood. Who? Ron Mexico? Okay, you guys, 1 second. Okay, Ron Mexico just made a $5 donation. Do you, for one split second of your lives, think that Daniel, Janie, or Durwood would give me shit? Would give me anything? Would give me a red penny? They might pay me to shut up, but they're not going to do it on a live stream when they know I'm not going to shut up. Ron Mexico is none of the above. If that's who you're talking about, Sarah. Just saying. Good night, Jan. I think Charmaine has to. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can email me that or you can look mine up. It's public. I'm not hiding anything. Anybody can find me on Facebook. Derpy is a colorful storyteller. I only have one YouTube account name and have never changed it. That's good. That's good. Ironclad. Hell yeah. What combo? I don't want anybody like attacking anybody else in here. Like if there's bullshit going on in other channels, that's for the other channels, not for here. Not for here. At all. I must have missed something, but I don't want it here. I will not handle it. I will not take it. I will not have it. Why did Janie go looking in the woods if she thought the children were driven away? Figure that. Excellent question. As always, Mike. Like she immediately went into the woods. At what point did she decide there's no way the kids went in the woods? Because she said in those voice clips she knew that the kids wouldn't have gone into the woods. She went straight out there. What do you fucking with me? What do you think the RCMP or what do you think the RCP are doing now? Not in any way. I mean, well, Mama, I wish I knew. I wish I could guess. I wish I had any kind of inkling where they were at with their investigation. I don't know. I don't know. Sunny is in a bedroom with blankets and things that will absorb the echo reverb. Try putting a quilt or moving a blanket or something on the wall to absorb. Adding a rug to the room may help as well. Is that all true? Is that real? Because I could do that. I could do that like tomorrow. I could do that. Well, no, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I could do that by the next live. Is that true, Squid? If it seems to be common knowledge that mom and dad got in a fight night before, it's suspect that Daniel never mentions it. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out like a scenario where we could reasonably expect somebody to bring that up in a position like Daniel's. Because maybe I don't know, maybe he did tell the RCMP. Maybe it's in the redactions that are going to be further unredacted by February. But I don't know that I would have put it out or talked about it in public. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I already look guilty as fuck. Why do I want to add to it purposely? I don't know. Yeah. Good question, Mama. I think they should give an update so the public knows they're still actively investigating this tape. I agree, and I don't think that the superintendent's little year-end review cuts it because he's not involved in the actual investigation. We need to hear from John again. We need to, a little tiny bit of insight, I think, would go a hell of a long way. I really do. I really do. Hey, good night, Kent. Thanks for coming. Is there confirmation that they had a fight? Who told RCMP this? If it was Malaya, Daniel, or Jamie? No idea. And unfortunately, we have to wait until February to find out. Makes me feel it's truthful because he never addresses it. Yeah. Crime science stories. Hey, thanks for finding me. I'm just about to end it. 2.5 hours. Why? The speculation is fine. No apologies for speculation. As long as you're saying, in my opinion, you're making it clear that it's speculation because false information is rampant in this case, and it's pathetic. I'm curious too, and who was all involved? Someone said it was over money. Is that what you were referring to, or am I off? Patty's an alcoholic, in your opinion? Where did you hear that? Those couples would be looking for an infant, not a 4 and 6-year-old, and they just happen to be by themselves. Unlikely crime of opportunity of abduction. I agree. Or, like you said, if somebody that they knew and saw them every day and felt sorry for them, they were going to take them, it would have been a very long, thought out plan, a planned move that was already, but they would still, I think, be looked at. I mean, I think there's a little bit more that the RCMP would be privy to if anything like that had happened. You okay? Emailed me? Perfect. You're referring to Ron as Ronaldo, Ron McKenzie, or Ron Mexico? Love your live. You look amazing. Thank you, Jackie. You're so nice to me. Thank you for showing up. Wolfie, I don't have the back crackle. Scooby-Doo joke. Gets mighty inflamed with each month anniversary approaching. Yeah. Lady Lex, have not seen you before. Thanks for finding me. I wonder how RCMP ended up with 3 different polygraphers after Daniel made such a big deal about no polygraphers available in Nova Scotia, and a special polygrapher would have to be flown in to administer the test. I was impressed with the recent RCMP interview when he said he was confident the case would be solved. That makes me hope and think they're close. Again, and I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade or take away your hope and positivity, because I love you for that, Roots. Delphi, every year on the anniversary of the girl's murder, Superintendent Doug Carter would stand in front of the TV camera and say, "We're just missing one piece. We just need that one piece of information." One piece. 5 years later, a volunteer stumbled across the tip that was already filed. The superintendent, I think, we need to hear from somebody involved in the investigation. The superintendent might get briefed maybe in the beginning, weekly, monthly, whatever. Now, if something happens, we need to hear from somebody involved in the case. I did find when you were confined to a closet, there was echo for what it's worth. I am back in the closet. Is my sound not echoey today? Because I'm like basically eating my microphone today. It's like right here. But if what Squid said is true, I'm going to get myself carpet and I'll put blankets on the wall. I don't even care. You're in a room with all hard surfaces and nothing to absorb sound. It should really help. Okay. I trust you. I will go and spend money to buy blankets and carpet for this room. And if you're wrong, Squid, friends off. You can also buy at, I believe, the Dollarama, sell them sponge panel to help soundproof. My daughter uses them. I know what you're talking about. They're expensive though. Those big foam things. The fight the night before was a rumor. It has never been substantiated by the RCMP. Right. Why would it though? Like I said, let's wait till February to see because Daniel, there are certain things, very few things he did not want unredacted, but the rest about the relationship and everything, he said it doesn't make him look great, but he's okay with it being unredacted. So if we can just hold off till February, we'll find out. We will. First time that I have heard of a fight the night before too. I am really out of the loop. So, I mean, I don't remember seeing you around much, Ron, but no different than DT when I say that when somebody comes in and starts trying to catch up on this case, this is a different beast. If you weren't around to watch things unfold in real time, it is so hard to get a handle on why some people feel as strongly as they do about things. Because there has been so much shit. Hey, Daff. Good to see you. So that's probably why Malaya said no to unredacting the section about the relationship. She said no to unredacting anything. And I think that's what brought it back to court. Because they can't do that. They can refuse personal identifying information. But I guess, from what I understand, Leah wouldn't sign it. But she's in the hospital, so there's nothing proceeding at the moment. from my understanding, allegedly, in my opinion, speculation. The indigenous community is known to dabble in many alcoholic beverages, so I assume Patty has had the same vice and it affects the memory. And you said it, I didn't, but from what I understand, when the kids went missing, an issue was amplified. And I feel nothing but compassion for her. 100% of no judgment. I don't know what the heck you guys are calling me for. My mom's called me. I don't know why. All right, so it looks like I am at the end of the live stream. Melissa, if you're still here one last time, please drop your channel link in my chat because she had a really great live stream yesterday. It was fantastic. We are going to be live on January 2nd. I will be live much sooner than that. If I can sneak one in tomorrow, I will, before we leave for Edmonton to take the boy to the airport. And then New Year's Day, I will find time to come in and say hi to everybody. And like I said, Jack and Lily's family, please send me a message. Anything that you want the public to know. Any message for Jack and Lily, if you could get through to them right now, anything at all. 8 months, guys, remind us that there's still family out there that cares for these kids. You know, anything. And with that, I'm going to end it. Melissa, put your link in the chat. Everybody needs to go sub up. Please, for me, go sub up. And we will see you on the reset. Oh, Ron, thanks again. And Shenanigans, thank you so much. I super appreciate you both. And maybe my chat is frozen. I don't know. But go check out Melissa. American Justice, I think it's American_Justice. Do it. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.